All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're doing a brutally honest explainer on Noble Gold Investments, where we're going to strip away all that marketing fluff and look at this company with cold, hard logic. Look, if you've been researching precious metals, you've probably seen their ads, you've read the glowing five-star reviews, and you've heard all about their super beginner-friendly approach. But in the world of gold IRAs, friendly customer service doesn't protect your retirement. Math does. So today, we're going to look strictly at the data, the fine print, and the hard numbers to see what actually happens when your money hits their accounts. We've got a packed agenda today. We're going to cover the unsexy truth, look at the minimums in fee math, break down the actual products and sales tactics, check out their storage and legitimacy, dive into the exit strategy, and wrap up with a brutally honest verdict. Let's go. Section 1. The unsexy truth, marketing versus reality. So when you look across consumer watchdog sites and forums, the recurring theme is that Noble Gold is incredibly patient. They don't use those high-pressure, buy now or the economy collapses tomorrow tactics that unfortunately plague this industry. But is being nice enough? Listen to this real Reddit user. They said, "My impression was that they are good at guiding beginners, maybe a little too good." You see, while they definitely hold your hand, that super smooth onboarding can sometimes redirect your attention away from transparent pricing. Whenever this user tried to nail down exact spot prices, the reps subtly pivoted to talking about stability and long-term protection. And honestly, that hits the nail on the head. Another investor perfectly summed this up online, saying, "I'm not looking for they were nice. I'm looking for the unsexy truth, pricing, fees, and the sell side." And you know what? That is exactly what we're going to give you today, just the raw data. Which brings us to Section 2, minimums and fee math, the wealth-destroying trap for small accounts. Okay, this is where a lot of the confusion actually starts. If you look online, you're going to see wildly different numbers for what it costs to just get in the door. Here is the reality. Yes, they heavily advertise a $2,000 minimum, but that is strictly for cash purchases of physical metals delivered straight to your home. If you actually want to roll over a 401k or open a new self-directed IRA, you're generally looking at a $20,000 minimum. And honestly, there's a very specific mathematical reason for that 20 grand threshold. Let's look at their fee structure. It's a flat fee model, which breaks down to around $275 to $310 for your very first year. You've got a one-time setup fee, an annual admin fee for the custodian, and a flat $150 for segregated storage. Now notice I emphasize the word flat. Whether you have $20,000 or $2 million vaulted away, that fee stays exactly the same. For a massive account, that's a total game changer. It's fantastic. But for a small account, it can be absolutely devastating. Let's do the math together. If you only invested, say, $2,000, those flat fees represent an immediate 14 to 16% loss of your holdings right out of the gate. Think about that. Your gold would literally have to appreciate by 15% in year one just for you to break even. This is exactly why those low minimums can turn into a wealth-destroying trap if you're not paying close attention. All right, Section 3, products and sales tactics, the spreads and upcharges. So Noble Gold is a dealer, meaning they make their money on the spread, the gap between the spot price of gold and what they actually charge you for it. And as one incredibly savvy investor pointed out, in this industry, the sales call is the product. While Noble's reps aren't going to bully you, they are highly trained to build rapport. They make you feel comfortable. The conversation naturally drifts toward macroeconomic fears, inflation, market crashes, grid failures, rather than the exact percentage markup you're paying on a given coin. Because of that, you absolutely must be vigilant. You have to insist on standard bullion for your IRA. Do not fall into the rare coin upcharge trap. Federal regulators warn about this all the time. Companies will push these exclusive premium coins because they carry massive markups. We're talking 20 to 50% over the actual melt value of the metal. For a retirement account, you just want the standard, boring bullion that tracks right along with the spot price. Now, having said that, they do have a really unique offering outside of IRAs called the Royal Survival Packs. These are pre-curated bundles of small denomination coins shipped fully insured discreetly right to your front door. Starting at $10,000, these are designed specifically for the prepper-minded investor who wants physical possession and instant liquidity in a crisis. It's actually a pretty cool offering that definitely sets them apart from companies that only focus on retirement accounts. Moving on to Section 4. Storage and legitimacy, the jurisdictional advantage. This is where Noble Gold genuinely separates itself from the pack. Look, the IRS says you can't just stash IRA gold in your basement. It has to be in an approved depository. While almost every other competitor defaults to storing your metals in Delaware or somewhere on the East Coast, Noble Gold exclusively partners with the International Depository Services to offer a flagship Class 3 security vault right in Dallas, Texas. For folks who want their wealth completely out of East Coast financial hubs and in a state known for fierce property rights, that is a massive, massive selling point. But of course, anytime we look at a company's corporate history, we have to ask the elephant in the room question. Has Noble Gold ever been sued? In an industry that is frankly full of predatory practices and regulatory crackdowns, a clean legal track record is the ultimate litmus test. Well, the answer is actually incredibly revealing. Yes, they have been in court, but as the plaintiff. The only real lawsuit on record shows Noble Gold fighting to protect their own business agreements, meaning they have literally never been sued by an angry customer. They boast an A+ with the BBB and a AAA with the Business Consumer Alliance. In a space where regulators are regularly shutting down bad actors, that completely clean record is a huge green light. Okay, Section 5, the exit strategy. Liquidating your metals. You know, we spend so much time stressing over setup fees and vault locations that we totally forget the most important part. What happens when it's time to get your money out? As one Reddit user rightly pointed out, everyone obsesses over setup and storage and ignores the getting out math. That's the real test for me. And they are spot on. When you hit age 73, you have to take required minimum distributions. If your dealer won't buy back your gold at a fair price, you're stuck trying to liquidate it yourself, which, trust me, is a complete logistical nightmare. Fortunately, Noble Gold answers this with what they call their no-quibble buyback program. Basically, they will buy the metals directly back from you at competitive market rates, with no questions asked. And the best part? There is absolutely no minimum liquidation amount. You can sell exactly what you need to meet your distribution requirements without being forced to liquidate your whole portfolio. It just provides a ton of peace of mind. Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, the brutally honest verdict. Who is this actually for? Because let's be real, this is not a one-size-fits-all company. So the unsexy truth? Noble Gold is an excellent, rock-solid option if you have a mid-tier rollover account, say 20 to 100 grand, and you really prioritize having your metals stored in Texas. But it is a mathematical trap for small accounts. If you have under $10,000, those flat fees will absolutely eat you alive. Also, if you aren't comfortable firmly negotiating for standard bullion over those premium coins we talked about, you might end up paying a higher markup than you should. But for well-funded accounts wanting all 4 precious metals and that Texas storage, they're one of the best out there. So how do you protect yourself before ever picking up the phone? You empower yourself with the math. You should never, ever step into a conversation with a precious metals dealer without completely understanding the fees and the rules of the game first. Here is exactly what you need to do right now. Open up the description right below this explainer, click the link, and claim your completely free Gold IRA guide. Read it, study it, use that data to evaluate your portfolio like a robot. Understand the massive difference between bullion and premium coins, and know exactly how those custodial fees work before you commit a single dime. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to be swayed by friendly sales calls and marketing fluff, or are you ready to protect your retirement capital with cold, hard math? The choice is entirely yours, and the data is right there waiting for you. Grab that free guide in the description, do your homework, and take total control of your financial future. Thanks so much for tuning into this explainer, and I will see you on the next one.